Kama Sutra, Book 1, Chapter 4, The Conduct of a Citizen. Imagine waking up in an ancient Indian city nearly 2,000 years ago. The streets are beginning to fill with merchants, artisans, scholars, and travelers. The air carries the scent of fresh flowers and sandalwood. Somewhere within the city lives a man whom Vatsyayana calls the Nagaraka, the refined citizen. Not a king, not a warrior, not a priest, simply an educated person who has learned the art of living well. This is the subject of the fourth chapter of the Kama Sutra, the conduct of a citizen. Many people hear the name Kama Sutra and expect discussions only about romance, but this chapter is something entirely different. It asks a simple question: what does it mean to live with refinement? Vatsyayana begins not with wealth, nor with power. He begins with everyday life. According to him, a refined citizen chooses to live in a well-planned and prosperous city, a place where learning, culture, and society can flourish. His home should be clean, comfortable, and thoughtfully arranged. There should be spaces for rest, for study, for welcoming guests, and for quiet conversation. To Vatsyayana, a person's surroundings reflected the order of their life. Each morning begins with care. The citizen rises, bathes, cleans his teeth, grooms his hair and beard, trims his nails, applies pleasant fragrances, and dresses in clean, appropriate clothing. These habits are not described as acts of vanity. They are signs of discipline, self-respect, and consideration for others. Looking after oneself was considered part of living a civilized life. But appearance alone was never enough. The mind required just as much attention as the body. Vatsyayana encourages the citizen to devote time every day to learning, not only reading, but mastering many different arts and skills: music, singing, dancing, poetry, painting, storytelling, languages, games of strategy, the preparation of perfumes, flower arranging, and many other accomplishments. Together, these became known as the 64 arts. Their purpose was not simply entertainment. They helped a person become knowledgeable, creative, interesting, and capable of appreciating beauty in every form. Learning, according to Vatsyayana, was never meant to end. Every day offered another opportunity to improve. The chapter also places great importance on companionship. A refined citizen spends time with educated, cultured, and respectable people. He enjoys thoughtful conversation. He exchanges ideas. He listens as much as he speaks. Friendship is presented not merely as pleasure, but as a way to continue learning throughout life. Life, however, was not meant to be all work. Vatsyayana believed that recreation also had its proper place. The ideal citizen attends festivals, visits gardens, listens to music, watches theatrical performances, participates in games, and enjoys social gatherings. These moments bring joy, but they are always approached with moderation and good taste. Pleasure should enrich life, not control it. Courtesy appears throughout the chapter. The refined citizen speaks politely, welcomes guests warmly, behaves respectfully, and carries himself with dignity. His reputation grows not because he seeks attention, but because his conduct naturally earns respect. Even within his own home, order matters. Everything has its proper place: cleanliness, comfort, beauty. These are not luxuries. They are part of creating an environment where learning, conversation, and peaceful living can flourish. As we read this chapter today, one thing becomes clear. Vatsyayana was describing something much deeper than daily routines. He was describing refinement itself, a life where knowledge is valued, where beauty is appreciated, where friendships are meaningful, where discipline becomes a habit, and where every ordinary day is shaped with care. The cities of ancient India have changed. The clothing has changed. The homes have changed. Many of the customs described in this chapter belong to another age. Yet the underlying idea still feels surprisingly familiar. To take care of ourselves, to continue learning, to appreciate art and culture, to surround ourselves with thoughtful people, and to live each day with intention. These are ideals that remain meaningful even now. In the end, the fourth chapter of the Kama Sutra is not a lesson about romance. It is a lesson about becoming a refined human being. According to Vatsyayana, a respected life is built not through a single extraordinary achievement, but through the quiet discipline of everyday living. And perhaps that is why these ancient words continue to speak to us nearly 2,000 years later.